Hi, I've clicked on to today's tropical tidbit for Thursday. What you're looking at here is the sea surface temperature comparison between November and December of 2010, the beginning of this winter, compared with the November and December sea surface temperatures of all first-year moderate to strong La Niñas since 1950. Notice how much warmer it's been this winter so far overall than most La Niñas that start out very warm up here. Notice the baroclinic zone has been shunted south over the Atlantic, and all the warm water up here has been supporting the blocking ridge that we've been seeing over Greenland, which has been setting up all the cold in the eastern United States and the cold in southern Europe. The interesting thing about this is that every La Niña that I can find that is moderate to strong since 1950 has been the opposite of this. You can see based on the differences here that most La Niñas are a lot colder in the tropics, a lot warmer in the mid-latitudes, and definitely colder up here getting into the Arctic waters. A very different pattern. This is a positive Atlantic tripole that we're seeing this winter in comparison. This December had the 6th highest AMO index since 1950, which would support this pattern over here. A lot warmer in the tropics. It's interesting to think that perhaps all the low pressure in here in the tropics has been what has helped allow troughs to continue to dig into the eastern United States. Despite this being a La Niña year, this winter's been very odd overall so far, especially over North America. Interesting thing about this pattern, though, is that despite we're still getting the trough into eastern North America during the next 10 days or so at least, notice how things are starting to reverse over the Atlantic. See the big trough digging in over Greenland. This is a positive North Atlantic oscillation, a positive Arctic oscillation. See the ridge over the mid-latitudes bringing stronger trade winds out of the east over here. Might start cooling off some of those tropical waters, bring it more in line with a regular pattern during a La Niña over the Atlantic. You can see how the Arctic oscillation according to the ensembles is going positive over here over the next couple of weeks. As we head into February, will be interesting to see if this pattern starts to reverse in terms of sea surface temperature profile. But one thing that's also interesting to look at is despite the pattern that you had during most La Niñas, where you get the opposite of this, cool in the tropics and warmed in the north, if we look at the following years and look at August to October of the following hurricane seasons, notice what starts to happen all of those years during, I should say this is during warm AMO years. If you have the Atlantic multidecadal oscillation in its warm phase, you get the warm water in the tropics over here, see the cool right to the north over here, and all this warm water in the northern latitudes. This implies high pressure over here blocking higher trade winds over here, which supports net higher low-level vorticity in the tropics over here. This implies blocking that would allow storm tracks trying to hit the United States. Indeed, all of these years landed a number of hits on the United States coastline and were very active seasons overall. So this is one of those patterns that is interesting to see if the teleconnection continues, and we'll see if this reverses over here. This is definitely very different from most La Niñas so far, especially the moderate to strong ones that have happened during the last 60 years. We'll have to see whether it becomes a little more typical before this winter is over. So far it's been defying most of the general laws of La Niñas, but you know, we live in interesting times. It'll be interesting to dissect this winter when it's all said and done, and we'll look forward to next hurricane season and see what that brings. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.